bicycle racks included in the plans. We would like to recommend the addition of 2 bike racks to the plans for this project. The installation of bike racks should follow the guidelines provided in the bike parking space and site guidelines document attached. Also, with this letter, we have included our documents regarding some helpful best practices and preferred styles of bike racks. VPAC will gladly offer any assistance or further guidance in planning for these or any pedestrian and bicycle accommodations. James Kelsey, Chairman, and there's several attachments as noted in the letter.
That was my agenda. Oh, they also. Oh.
So,
Ready?
yep.
All right. Good evening, everyone. Katie Enright with Howard Stein Hudson. My client, Mr. Mayank Patel, is on his way, but he asked me to get started. At the last hearing, I know we spoke a lot or at length about the structure itself and the size of the building, the site, et cetera. I think where we left it was we were still thinking about whether or not the affordable units would be within the project and or we would be supplying the payment in lieu or speaking with you about what our preference was at this meeting. Since then, Mayank has received additional information from David Hedison, and based on essentially the knowledge that you need to manage kind of the complex legal and compliance rules, being able to financially put the money aside for this, the regulatory management, lottery monitoring, and the annual monitoring by a third party, all really affects him and his ability to do this project. He would really like to offer the payment in lieu instead. And that payment in lieu is $270,000, and that's based on 4 one-bedroom rental units and 1 two-bedroom rental unit at $50,000 per rental unit at 1 bedroom and $70,000 for the 2-bedroom. Certainly, he has additional information. He received about a 1.5-page email from David regarding kind of all the different steps, fees, people he would have to hire to kind of work through it. And it's scary to him, being not really a residential developer that would take this on at this time. So that's essentially what we've learned since the last meeting. I did issue a new set of plans to you on Friday. What that does is it brings us up to date with all of the issues brought forward by this board, by Mr. Hillman, by the engineering staff, and also by the Conservation Commission. You'll see one big change I talked to you about the last hearing. Well, not very big, but we moved the dumpster away from the wetlands and switched it out with some parking. So if you look at the plan, the dumpster is more centrally located. The Conservation Commission didn't love that it was up in the corner, kind of in close proximity to the resource area. Asked if we could flip it. So we still have the ability to make a full turning movement there. It's actually the same amount of pavement we had before. It's just the dumpster is now centrally located in that back area, which brings it away from the wetland. We addressed the lighting concerns. We've addressed some of the landscaping concerns that the abutter had regarding the front of the building and adding some evergreens at that front corner to buffer the view shed from across the street where it's residentially zoned. We've removed the snow storage along Mr. Hillman's side and added a stockade fence along that side. And we've also made minor drafting edits and some drainage edits per the engineering staff. So those are the plans that are before you today. So I'm here to answer any additional questions you may have.
All right. Nancy, you have any concerns?
I'm working on them. Skip over me.
Mike?
Okay, this is currently at 20 units. Now,
Correct.
what was the split? 2 and 3, 1 and 2?
16 ones, 4 twos.
1s and 4 2s. Okay. Now I see the changes and adjustments in here. I don't have any further questions.
George, you want to come back to you, or are you good?
I'm good. I would like to see that letter from David. I don't know if we're privileged to see that, but maybe at some point we'll see something to that effect from him.
Forward that out to you.
Sure.
Monica?
No, I don't have any questions. Okay.
Glenn?
Okay, I got a couple of questions. I took a ride out and I was looking at it, and I talked to your abutter over there on the northeast side. And he had mentioned a couple of things. On the fence that you're proposing, he'd like to get the fence right up to the asphalt. That way there's no snow storage on that side. I know you say there's not going to be, but he's concerned that they're gonna be dumping it over the guardrail and then it's gonna melt and run down to his property. So see where you have it on the far right-hand side? He'd like to have it up against the asphalt, right in back of the guardrail.
We could bring it as far as the walk.
Oh.
The sidewalk that connects into his sidewalk on his side, which is approximately 10 more feet. You're looking at this area right here.
No, he's looking
No,
at
the whole fence that runs along the edge.
Property line.
Yeah.
He wants to move that, how wide is that strip from the fence to the asphalt?
12 feet.
All right, he wants to move the fence 12 feet to the left.
We want to move it right up against the guardrail.
Yes,
Okay.
okay. The other,
What's that do to the landscaping?
The landscaping ends up on his side, essentially. There's no landscape. I mean, it would basically be, it'd be ugly to the people living here looking out at the building.
okay.
They would see
Yeah.
all the nice landscaping.
Well, he's more concerned about the water runoff with the snow and the, you know, because he's been in the business for a good amount of years, and he knows what happens with guardrails and snow. Snow goes over the guardrails.
This is exactly as we had proposed it, and he had approved it on the previous plan, put
Okay.
along the property line.
I just talked to him this afternoon on it, so, he wanted the fence. And he was asking about curbing along that side, but if you got a guardrail there, I don't see.
There's no reason to change the curbing from bituminous to
Right.
anything.
Oh, there is gonna be bituminous
There's
there.
bituminous curbing.
Okay.
There is curbing, he just wanted it to be a vertical granite or concrete, something a little bit more, a little bit more stable maybe, but we have a guardrail and
you
a
get the
fence
guardrail, they're
there.
not gonna get that close to it.
Exactly,
Okay.
and it is curbed.
Okay. And on snow removal, is this, you were saying the snow is gonna be removed from the site?
There's only very small areas that the snow can be piled up on the site because it also has to be outside of 75 feet from the wetlands.
Yep.
So the snow storage areas are labeled on the plan as such, and all other snow will have to be removed from the site.
Okay.
Mhm.
Okay, there was, the only other concern that he had was the snow removal running off into the wetlands, because I think he owns the wetlands out behind it as well, right?
I mean, all snow that lands, right, inside the property is going to run onto pavement, except for that little area that goes
Yep.
between the parking lot and his property line. All the rest of it will be captured by the stormwater management system and treated.
Okay. That's the only ones that he had, so that's all I got.
Just, Ed,
I don't have anything.
quick thought on Glenn's comment on snow storage. I don't know where the board was on moving the fence, but an alternative may be to sign that 12-foot buffer, no snow storage between signs, so you're giving notice to the contractor
Okay.
in lieu of physically moving the fence.
Right. Well, they haven't put it up
Yeah.
yet.
No, I'm just saying, if you're gonna move the fence, then you
Yep.
might as well put the landscaping somewhere else on the site, as
Right.
opposed to behind the
Yeah,
fence.
why waste the landscaping?
All right.
Okay.
I don't have any comments. I suppose we take it. Yeah, no.
Okay, now I'm ready to do comments. Thank you. Katie, the guardrail, why is it listed as proposed as opposed to simply being listed as a guardrail?
Because everything on this plan is proposed.
I know.
It's
but-
not existing,
I mean, if
therefore
we
it is
approve this,
proposed.
if we approve this plan, do we expect to get a guardrail or not expect to get a guardrail?
Yes, everything on this plan is called proposed. It's a
Oh,
proposed
Lord.
building, proposed drainage, proposed
dear.
guardrail. It's all proposed.
I see.
Everything that's on the plan has to be shown in an as-built that is certified
All right.
as
Um,
being completed.
There's a change between the old plans and the new plans that shows a construction stockpile area. What is this?
That's just an area outside the buffer zone that during construction would be allowed to be stockpiled. Essentially, materials could be stored there.
Well, will it be removed in the final?
Of course, yes,
Okay.
yes. It's just a during construction period area
Just
that was required to be
During
shown.
construction, they're gonna pile up dirt out front.
Because they can't pilot, there's no place else for them to pilot.
Yeah, that I believe. On the landscape plan, the trees in the front of the property provide a kind of a buffer to the, the big wall and the size of the building. Is there a chance that those 3 trees out front could get increased by 1 caliper? So that they would be of a substantial size going in?
Usually the calipers that we show, or that Lorraine shows, usually is a 14, 15 foot tree. I mean,
Yeah.
that's what we just saw on Grist Mill. So it's a pretty significant tree. Planting. And what she did was she added some evergreens to the corner to buffer the residents on the
Yeah.
angle, because across the street from here is Woodland Square, which is another multifamily housing development. So what we're buffering.
I'm just kind of concerned that they're not wimpy
Yeah.
trees to start with.
See the caliper, that is the crab apple, here is,
Yeah, there's two maples and a crab
maples.
apple. Crab
Yeah.
apple.
so those are gonna be pretty substantial, I mean, when they're put in. And that's only, those are shade and ornamental trees around the front, there's also significant shrubs there too. And what she
Okay.
did was she added additional evergreens to this corner for this view shed.
Mhm.
Because this view shed itself is consistent with everything else along the street when you come.
And the 2 trees in front will break up that view
Certainly.
as they mature. Just a comment, I would have concerns with Glenn's suggestion of moving the fence over. If we do, we end up with this property having a big blank wall at the end of their parking space, and virtually their entire property is paved without the
What if
green
we-
space.
What if we did it in the middle?
That'd probably be fine.
Don't take away my suggestion.
Did
I
Charlie
was waiting.
know that,
Behind, essentially behind our planting.
right, did Charlie know there was trees all along that edge?
Yeah, I mean, this is the
So-
same.
In all honesty, I don't think you'd be able to
You're not gonna
dump
get
snow
much
on the
sun.
trees any little.
That's right, you
Sure, you
can't.
never say never, depends how big of a machine they put
But
in.
Yeah.
I'm just hesitant to take the
Yeah, if
landscaping
you could
away
do that,
from
I
this
think
because
that'd probably be
there's no-
fine.
Look at it in the middle.
There's so little green space on this
Right.
property to begin with.
I think that'd be
And
fine.
minimizing it
Somebody's
is,
gonna have to come along this side, and it's a slope seed mix.
Yep.
yeah.
It gets steep on this side, somebody's gonna have to come along and.
Yep.
So
move
that's a,
that
that's
Maybe
a,
we'll
What about
kind of
Evan's?
that's a maintenance
What
problem
about
if you
Evan's
move it
idea
over.
of the signs,
Yeah,
just for
kind of
extra?
a
I
good
like
idea.
that
Throw the
better.
fence in the middle and then put signs on the fence, no snow storage.
Put the fence on the edge and put the signs on the fence, no storage. I just don't want to see this property end up with no green space either. Because the adjacent property has a lot of green space, and this one doesn't.
I mean, I certainly don't have a problem with signs, I certainly don't have a problem with positioning the fence partway through, but certainly we have to maintain both sides of it,
Right.
Yeah.
to the property line, so it'd be better if it was just just inside the property line.
Right.
The nice face.
Was it his idea on the stockade fence?
Yes.
It was.
Well, it's because it's to shield headlights.
Okay. Okay.
So certainly it could be, it doesn't really matter if it's in the middle or on the edge. We just have to maintain both sides of it. So
Right.
Certainly would like to keep the plants between the guardrail and the fence.
Mm.
Yeah.
So, let me, now you took my thunder.
All right.
I was gonna suggest that some happy median in the middle. So, there's substantial landscape in there. What happens if you pull a fence in, 4 or 5 feet, and then on the opposite side, the side that you said that would have to be maintained on the back side of the fence, could that be some sort of gravel or something to allow, if any water does go down that hill, go into the gravel and go into the ground? I mean, it's not looking for anything major, other than, you know, some sort of
A drain off?
way to, if any water does get down there, it gets into the ground more than it gets into the property.
Last 4 feet, rip wrap it.
Yeah,
And the
that gets
soil
to
out
be a
there is
maintenance
good,
problem.
so it's not, I mean,
Yeah.
the soil out there is not, it's not,
After a couple of
it's good
years,
soil,
that
so
grows
it's-
weeds.
but it's, yeah, it's gonna get overcome
Yeah, your
with
only
weeds.
option
and
on that is
So-
chemicals,
so-
It's
and
not gonna be
that's
pretty,
wetlands.
but
Yeah, it's not,
That's not good.
Personally, I just put it on the property line and leave it there.
I would too.
when we're, just to bring you back a little bit, we're collecting a substantial amount of water that currently flows onto that property by doing this, because we're capturing everything that's coming from uphill from us, putting it into our parking lot drainage system and sending it out back, so it's circumventing going on to Mr. Hillman's property already. And certainly if we're not piling snow storage there, because of all the different means and measures we're putting on this plan to make sure that we can't. The only thing that's gonna be getting there is that little strip of land, not our whole property and half, you know, a significant portion of the property uphill from us that we're now capturing and sending out back.
Can I just bring you back to one thing you said? The
Yep.
fence is to catch headlights?
Right, yes,
Yeah.
but it's kind of, right, it's 6
Yeah,
foot,
but I
it's a
mean,
6 foot fence,
how,
right?
how far down is it on the property line? When you get over the edge, how far down is
I
it?
believe it's 3 or 4 feet, so it's gonna be just there. It's
It's-
not gonna be,
You're only gonna
it's
have,
not gonna be hiding the entire.
You,
Right.
you're barely
Not
gonna,
gonna hide the
Right,
building.
we could put it in the, I mean, the thing is, we could put it in the middle, it'll give us a little bit more height on that side.
I think that's probably good.
I mean, 2 feet high lights are gonna come right over the top of it. That was the high
Two
idea.
oh four to no, it's only 2 to 3 feet. It's 204 to 202, 205
So
to
it's-
202. So
What's his property at, though?
at 6 feet, well, he's done at 201.
Yeah, so he's-
even lower.
He's even lower, right?
Right.
Yeah.
So this, I checked that, it was gonna cover it, because if it's a 6 foot stockade fence, it's gonna be 3-4 feet above the parking lot there, without completely making it basically a blank stockade fence wall, that you have to see over it.
I think the middle would be a good compromise.
Yeah, a good compromise is when nobody's happy.
Yeah. Good idea, George.
Anything else?
Nope.
No.
it's a public hearing.
Anybody in the public have anything to say? No?
So I just, I'm good with the one bike rack that they have. I'm good with pulling the fence in, you know, 4, 5, 6 feet, some number like that. I'm good with the payment in lieu of. So, you know, they're at 20 units, you know, the payment in lieu of is pretty big, so I think they need to build all of them just to make this thing happen, so. You know, the question is, do we want to close tonight and then have them do a decision and vote on it tonight and review the decision later, or?
I mean, how does the board feel? I mean, how,
I personally, I think we can close this tonight.
Close and vote tonight and
Okay.
just check the wording.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's how I'd feel about it.
okay. I move to close the public hearing for 241 Littleton Road, Planning Board 2016-05.
Second.
all's in favor?
Aye.
All right. Here we go.
Okay. My motion to approve. Okay, I'm gonna make a motion to approve the CEIOD site plan and special permits and accept the $270,000 PILO for Planning Board 2016-05, 241 Littleton Road.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
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 Opposed? I still think it's big.
I still think it's big
Appreciate
too.
it.
but
Thank you very
Lorraine's
much.
What?
Yeah.
Kind of compensates.
You're, okay.
Opposed?
And
Any?
Yeah, that's what I'm
and
thinking.
we're gonna review the wording next week for the decision?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Thank you all very much.
okay.
Nice short meeting.
Good luck.
Well, short meeting, I wish it were a short night.
Yeah.
Well, I think you got the prize for the shortest meeting now.
No,
Even beat Ann.
It's not over yet.
it's not over yet.
Keep
It's not
focused.
over.
Ann was 12 minutes.
You gotta, Henry, we got one more thing on the agenda.
Yeah. All right.
36 and 39.
What do we have?
I'm so confused. I think it's 39.
39 Chelmsford Street,
36.
Med Express, urgent care.
We got a letter from Allen and Major Associates. On behalf of our client, Med Express, Allen and Major Associates requested continuance. Public hearing for the site plan review, special permit associated with 39 Chelmsford Street, file 2016-11, scheduled for October 12, 2016. We respectfully request that the referenced agenda item be rescheduled to the next available public hearing. We thank you for your consideration. Very truly yours, Allen and Majors Associates, Brian D. Jones, Project Manager.
Right.
When's our next meeting?
28th.
Make a motion that we continue without testimony, 39 Chelmsford Street, to our September 28th meeting.
October 20th.
October 28th, sorry.
All those in favor?
Aye,
Aye.
Who seconded that, please? Mike, thank you.
he did. He got before that. Me.
I guess that's,
There's one more thing on the
New
agenda.
business.
On the
New
very bottom
business?
under new business.
Yeah.
Oh. What's cooking there?
Associate position.
associate position.
Evan has an update.
Oh.
Evan has an update on the associate
Oh,
position.
okay.
Sorry, I'm looking you up.
Poke him.
So the current associate member has resigned the position. So we bring that to your attention, and then as you likely recall, the board has a decision to make whether you want to fill that associate position per the planning board, Board of Selectmen process prior to the April election. If you choose to fill that associate position prior to April, that person or that position would have to rerun during the April election.
Let somebody get their feet wet anyway.
Yeah, I think that makes eminent good sense.
Yeah.
You know,
I can leave it on the agenda for thought, and we can make a decision next time.
Oh, I just.
I think we can make a decision right
Yeah,
now.
go ahead.
Okay.
Move forward with the process.
Yes.
At least to give somebody a chance if somebody really wants to throw their hat in the ring and
Yeah, see.
Realize what they're getting themselves
themselves into, yeah.
Right.
True.
And you guys recall the process, the joint
Yeah.
meeting with the Board of Selectmen?
Yeah.
Okay,
Well, we gotta find candidates
Yep.
first.
exactly,
I
yep.
think I have somebody that might.
Yeah,
asking
certainly we encourage current board members to identify appropriate candidates or spread the word.
I have a,
Well, okay, I got a question. Evan, remind me, what's the process? Does it go out through the town website? or
What we'll
something?
do is we'll advertise it for a period of time. We'll have a deadline, and then those candidates will be invited to a planning board meeting.
Okay, all right, yeah.
And then that's when we'll do,
I
after the
got the
planning
rest
board
of it.
meets,
I'm
right?
okay on the rest of it, yeah.
And just for your information, the new town website, as soon as the position was resigned, it came up as a vacancy, so it has been out there, even though you
has there
haven't.
been any action at all?
I'm not aware of any, but that doesn't mean that there hasn't been.
Okay.
I would have to ask the town manager's office, which I can do tomorrow.
All right,
Okay.
Mike, I'll entertain a motion.
A motion to adjourn, perhaps?
All in favor?
Aye.
Good, I get the bite to eat tonight before we make it over to the meeting.
Yeah, I'm thinking.